Yes, thank you very much. For those who are watching together with us, welcome. Let us learn together. And topic for today is a model town board. So we may define and know what is a model town board. Please note it somewhere there. Right? A model town board is a representation. Model town board is a representation of all the roads network. Model town board is a representation of all the roads network in and out of the town, in and out of the town, in and out of the town that are found in East Africa. That are found in East Africa. So therefore, that means the table you can see in front of you, the way I'm viewing for you, roundabout, roads, some markings, toy vehicles. I want us to learn this in a deeper way. Thank you very much for watching. Welcome all. I know most of you are in other driving schools and you are not getting a better chance or opportunity for you to get the deeper meaning or the deeper understanding of the model town board. So now, this is the best platform for you to learn on how to drive with an expert, and my name is Instructor David. So now, today, let us learn model town board. And we've defined what's a model town board. My student, what is a model town board?
A model town board is a presentation of all roads network in and out of town that are found in and outside of Africa.
Good. Now, all of these roads, they are found in every town that is found in East Africa. In simple terms, this means that whenever you get your driving license, you cannot only drive in Kenya. You cannot drive only in Kenya, but you can drive in every country that is found in East Africa. Ukitoka upon the Tanzania, the same driving license will apply. For those who are in Uganda, the same license in Kenya here, you are going to apply. For those who are coming from Uganda, they come in Kenya, they are going to use the Ugandan driving license here in Kenya. For us who in Kenya and we come to Tanzania, the same driving license for Kenya, we are going to use it in Tanzania, because the rule of the roads are just the same. And what is the rule of the roads in Kenya?
Always keep left unless
overtaking. Good, nice. And that is the rule of the roads in East Africa. Keep left unless overtaking, in which we've been told by my student that we overtake from the right to the left. From there, we may write subheading, types of roads. So hope for you, those who are watching me, you are just taking notes alongside with me, and I know you are going to gain and get the best. So types of the road, you can explain via the point and say that there are two main types of roads. We have two main types of roads. We have two main types of roads. And type number one, we call it two-way traffic. Number two, we have what we call one-way traffic. So in the whole world, whenever there is roads, we only have two main types of roads, which are number one,
two-way traffic.
Number two,
one-way traffic.
Good. Another name for two-way traffic ni dual carriageway. So stroke dual carriageway. Another name for two-way traffic is dual carriageway. Good. The second type was
one-way traffic.
Yes, one-way traffic. So another name for one-way traffic is single carriageway. So as I continue teaching you, you may hear me saying single carriageway. Don't be confused. I mean as well as one-way traffic. As long as maybe you hear me saying about two-way traffic, I may say I mean what we call dual carriageway. Now, when you go to Uganda, you find the same two as the main types of roads, in which we know that there is other types of roads. Like which another type of roads you know that has been given a newer name? For example, another type of road you know? Name them. Zimejaa hapa in Nairobi, zimejaa hapa. Name them. What about Thika super highway? Unaona? Then we have the another one that was built just the other day that we call it a express way. Another one, Mombasa Road. Another one, Nairobi, Nakuru Highway. What about bypass? Eastern bypass, Southern bypass. Zingine. What about interchange? Interchange. You see?
Yeah.
What about underpass, overpass? Are we together? There is other more types of roads, but among them we have only two main. Yes. Now, for example, those we have given ni gani umeshika? Ya kwanza yenye tumeongezea two-way traffic.
And one-way traffic.
Another types of roads we've added expressway, southern bypass, Waiyaki way.
Yeah.
Na zingine kuna pia Kipande Road, kuna interchange tumesema, kuna underpass, kuna overpass, umeziona? Exactly. All of them, there is well types of roads. But among them we have two which are the main. The common and the main. Yes. Now, other the two, we have number one. So we may rate number one there. Ambayo inaitwa two-way traffic. Now let us discuss two-way traffic. For those who are watching me, kindly subscribe, like, comment. Remember, you can share this with your family and friends. Let them come here. Let us learn together. In this, as we learn how to drive with an expert. And my name is Instructor David. Now, let us evaluate and go deeper to what we call two-way traffic. I'm going to give you even an example here together with us in this model town board. So a two-way traffic, we may define what is a two-way traffic so that we may be able to come here and show an example. So a two-way traffic is where this is where vehicle move. This is where vehicle move in opposite direction. Extremely left. This is where vehicle move opposite direction. Extremely left. For example, in this model town board, this is what we call a two-way traffic. Which left? Which is the left side here when I'm going this way? This side, Good. So for this yellow vehicle, inafaa kuwa ikipanda. Therefore it means for the blue vehicle inafaa kuwa ikiteremuka. So hii yellow inapanda hivyo, hii inateremuka hivi. So this is an example of what we call a two-way traffic. Yes. So what is a two-way traffic?
Two-way traffic is this where vehicles move in opposite direction,
extremely left. Kabisa. Now we have do's and don'ts in a two-way traffic. So do's and don'ts in a two-way traffic. We may write them. Number one. Motorists overtake at their own risk. Why, my viewers, do we say that motorists overtake at their own risk? And this is the reason behind that. Now, we say that you overtake at your own risk. We say that hapa hivi kuna gari hapo mbele na kuna huyu hapa na kuna hii hapa na kuna pia hiyo hapo. Now, sasa huyu wa yellow akaona hii truck inaenda polepole. Huyu wa yellow huyu akaona hii truck inaenda polepole. Huyu akadecide I can overtake niende mbele ya huyu ndio mimi niendelee kukimbia. Huyu wa yellow akaona hii ya blue akafanyia hii peke yake hesabu. Sasa huyu akipita, obvious kumbuka huyu pick up bado anaendelea kukuja. Huyu akishatomboa kupita, huyu ameshachomoka hivyo. Aikuja hivi, huyu wa pick up naye ako na maringo na anasema yeye ame keep left. Huyu wa yellow haja keep left, wakagongana. Now who do you think the mistake is? Or who is to be blamed? The yellow car. Why the yellow?
Because he overstepped carelessly.
Yes.
Using a blue light car.
Blue vehicle.
Yeah.
Exactly. In short, in two-way traffic, one overtake at his or her own risk. In short, into a traffic there's no overtaking. The moment umetoka left ukaenda right, are you keeping the rule of the road in Kenya? No. So you'll be found guilty. That is one thing you may not be able to do. The second thing that you may not be able to do is you may not change lane where there is a yellow continuous line. There's a difference between lane and line. Lane and line. So in this case we are discussing about line. L-I-N-E. Line. Lane, L-A-N-E, ni penye gari inapitia. But you are going to define that. Let us first finish lighting this point. Tumeandika aje?
You may not change the line.
Where there is a white, continuous, yellow line.
The white, continuous.
Yellow line.
Yellow line.
Yes. Whenever you see this, you may not change lane. Are we together? Higher. Remember, we have an assignment of what is a line and what is a lane. Let us proceed. Something now you can do. Whenever you see the yellow broken. Higher, you are writing. Whenever you see a yellow broken line. Whenever you see a yellow broken line, it means that you can change direction to the right. It means you may change direction to the right. And this is what I mean with that. Now in this case, hapa ndipo tuko na yellow broken. I want to show you the uses of this yellow broken line. Na tukasema, what is main function? You can change direction to the right. Instant we say that you are the driver for this pickup. And what is the rule of the roads in Kenya?
Let's keep left and less overtaking.
Good. Now, which is the left side of this vehicle? Yes, this side. So now huyu tunamtarajia akitoka hapa aingie ajoin barabara hapa apande huko juu, si ndio? But because of this yellow broken, the motorist can be able to change lane to the right. Una cross hivyo extreme left, unaanza kuteremuka. Umeiona? Una change direction to the right, unateremuka. That's the main function of a yellow line. The yellow vehicle there, kuna hii yellow broken lane. Na tukasema function yake ni you can change direction to the right. So huyu akiwa hapa anafaa keep left, in short aendelee straight. But because kuna this one, the broken part here, anaweza ka change direction to the right. Ukiwa pa right ni wapi? Ni hiyo side hiyo, si ndio? So anaweza ka join hivyo. Ume understand? Tukuje hapa chini tena hapa. Kuna pia this scenario here. You want to join the minor road, and for you to join the minor road, you'll have to cross to the right. Are you together? Ukiwa hapa kuna these two main junction, kuna ya kwanza, ya pili na ya tatu. Na mwenye anaingilia hapa ni mwenye ametoka huku juu kwenye tumetoka. Unateremuka hivyo straight kabisa, unateremuka, ukifika hapa unaingia via the immediate lane. Umeniget? Hapa hivi barabara iko hapa ini ya kukuja huku. This type of the road you use it to come this side. Where you may see these arrows, now you have to join kwa roundabout. Now, ukiwa this side, the only place you can go is that you can change direction to the right. Umeniget? Mwenye nigiria hapa katikati, a road is a continuous path with no end. Are you together? So huyu ni straight, atoke huku njia board hivi, akuje straight. Kwa hivyo ukiwa hapa, na unataka kuja hapa, huwezi kuja ati kujoinia hapa, no, you can't. Unafaa kujoinia wapi? Hapa, alafu uanze kushift lanes. Umeniget? Mwenye ako huku chini, agoje pedestrian wapi? Wapite, akuje straight akiwa hapo. You can keep left. So unaingilia wapi? Hapo. So uwezi toka huku chini, You can't come from down this side and come and join via this middle lane there. No, that is a long lane. In short, we call it a long turn. Huwezi toka na huku chini, you can't come from this side and come and join via the farthest lane here. We call it a long lane. I'm a long turn. Unafaa kujoin the immediate lane. If you're coming here, then you may shift. Are we together? Yes. Hapo nilikuwa naelezea, so we are not taking note on that side. I was just explaining on how you are supposed to join the lanes. Unafanya unakuja straight hivyo, inayo unakuja unajoinia hapo. Umezielewa hizo? Sasa hii kuna mahali na kuchanganya two way traffic. Good. Kama hiyo umeelewa vizuri, we may proceed and move on. Another do is that these are called crossing. You may write, whenever you see a pedestrian crossing in a two-way traffic, you must stop and give way for pedestrian to cross. And that one will be the last point in that side. So that's all about two-way traffic. We've explained everything, and there's nothing else you need to know about two-way traffic. Now, the second type of the road we had was about one-way traffic. I am going to explain one-way traffic and show you here and proceed in part number 2. This is part number 1 of Model Town Board. I'll be bringing part number 2 in the next section. Now, for the second type of the road, we call it one-way. Another name for one-way traffic? Carriage way. Now, that type of road is the one we are having here. This is what we call a one-way traffic. This is a one-way traffic, 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 one-way traffic. It is good to identify them in that way. Now, we may write and define what is a one-way traffic. So write and say, one-way traffic is where vehicle move at the same direction. Is where vehicle move at the same direction. Is where vehicle move at the same direction. And there is more than 3 lanes. Sasa huko mbele tulitaja lane. Hapa tena tumetanja lane. We are going to define just right now. So one-way traffic is where vehicle move at the same direction and there is more than 3 lanes. Good. So that's the definition of a one-way traffic. So mahali magari zinaelekea upande ama zinaegemea upande moja, hiyo inaitwa one-way traffic. Good. Now, we've defined what is a one-way traffic. We may define out those terms which we call lane. So what is a lane? We may write a lane. A lane. What is a lane? Just like and say a lane is a path. A lane is a path followed by vehicles. A lane is a path followed by vehicles. A lane is a path followed by vehicles. Good. What is a line? L-I-N-E. What is a line? So we write and say a line is a dotted or continuous markings on the road. Nikikimbia sana unaniambia. If I am too fast, tell me to slow down a bit. So line is a dotted or continuous markings on the road. Markings on the road that divide stroke separate lanes. Good. Now you know the difference between line and lane. A lane is a path followed by vehicle. A line
is a dotted and continuous marking on the road.
Yes. Separate lanes kabisa. Now, one-way traffic tumesema ni kwenye kuna more than 3. Hizi ni more than? Zimefika ngapi? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, kama ni 3, obvious numbers are inclusive. You may plus 1 or negative 1. If you minus 1 zitakuwa ngapi? 3. Kiminus 1 itakuwa ngapi? 2. Are you together? Now I want us to write a subheading, types of one-way traffic, and that will be the end of our part 1 driving lesson of the Model Town Board. The Model Town Board part number 2 is coming next. Remember that our online classes are always Mondays and Fridays, exactly 10:30 a.m. That is the East African time. East Africa time. So if you're watching us via maybe US, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, India, so some of you are watching, congratulations. Thank you very much for joining this big team. Whenever you visit in Kenya, remember that you may find me or look for me via my WhatsApp number +254 0707 201 073, or you may call me direct and no problem based on that. So in the next episode we are going to discuss about these types of roads, these types of one-way traffic. I am going to list for you down here. Thank you very much for those who have been subscribing, sharing my content with other members and friends. Thank you very much, and hongera sana. So let us name the types of one-way traffic. Type number 1, we call it major road. Number 2, we have minor road. Number 3, we have service road stroke lane. Now, for those who are watching us, thank you very much for keeping it in touch with me. Now, follow me the next coming episode where I'll be airing Model Town Board part number 2 or lesson number 2 about the types of one-way traffic. We evaluate them and we know more about it in the option part of this section. Thank you very much for keeping together with me. Interact with me by lighting me SMSs and comment here. If you have any question, ask by the comment section and I'm going to answer you right away. Thank you very much.